Today, now, this afternoon session, we're going to talk about remanufacturing and the possibility of maintenance, what that does to our products, and refurbishment. So we're going to start with Sebastian Holmström, who is the circular lead, strategy lead at Inrego. So the floor is yours already now, so that we get going. I'm sorry about my... yeah. Sebastian, the floor is...
Thank you so much, Simone, and thank you for inviting me and having me here today. It's really great being here and hearing all the different things that goes on, making the circular economy happen for electronics. So I'm going to share my screen, and I hope you can see it right now. So my name is Sebastian Holmstrom, and I work at Inrego as a circular strategy lead, and we are the Nordic's leading IT reuser and an IT company. So we buy electronics, we fix them up, and we sell them again. And we've been doing this for 25 years. As all of us here knows, e-waste is the fastest growing waste stream globally. And we need to tackle that. We need to make sure to keep products in use and really lessening that stream, making sure that it isn't the fastest growing waste stream globally. And I think we've heard a lot of interesting things today about the benefit, both environmentally, but also the cost benefit, creating jobs, value from going from recycling to reuse, and a lot of other different things.
Sebastian,
so I'm gonna.
Sebastian, your slides are not moving.
Yeah,
oh, no.
I was just staying there for a while. Thank you very much. So I'm not going to dig too deep into the problem. We know it. We're producing things. We use it too short. We throw it away too quickly. And we heard about the production, which creates the holes we're digging. We're taking materials from all over the world. We're shipping them from one side to the other. And we're doing all of this to use a laptop, a smartphone for a few amount of years, and we're throwing away good value functioning products. And this doesn't work. We need to reshift the way we're thinking and create a circular economy and really move away from producing as much and sending as much to recycling as quick as we do today, and prolonging the use phase, making sure that we actually keep the value, the embedded value that we have into the products, the environmental footprint, all the job that was put into creating that laptop, making sure that we keep all of that in use. So we live in the linear take, make, waste economy, and we drastically need to transform from that towards a circular, keeping in the inner loops. And recycling is great, but we need to remember that in the circular economy, recycling is the last resort. We need to do a lot of things before, and we cannot continue to aim for recycling. We need to move to inner loops, maintaining, prolonging, reusing the products as they are, and refurbishment, such as what we are doing at Rego. And just quickly here, if you look at, for example, a notebook, a laptop, about 80% of the emissions come from production, 13 from the use phase, and about 7 from transportation. But adding on that, the laptop that we're all sitting at right now, even before it reached us, that single laptop created 1,200 kilos of waste in the production. So there's a lot of inbuilt waste that we even doesn't see. And at Rego, we calculated the carbon benefit of reusing instead of purchasing new. And for a laptop, you can save 280 kilos for reusing it instead of purchasing new, and it's 55 kilos for smartphone. And these numbers and the whole report is open for everybody to use to get to transform the industry to becoming more circular. So what are we doing? Well, our whole business model is based on maximizing the use of used electronics. And that is what we have been doing for 25 years. Buying, fixing, and selling used electronics. And more, we don't even want to sell the products we get in. We want to rent them because we want to reuse them even one more time after we reused, instead of we want to reuse them 2 times instead of 1 time, maximizing the reuse in every single way we can. And this doesn't only, it's not only important for whole laptops, smartphones, etc., but also components, reusing components, just keeping them in use, keeping the embedded value in our economy. And that's what we really need to do. And we can already today reuse so much. About 92% of everything that we get in, we can put on the market again, making sure that we don't have to produce as much again. And this is what we can do already today with the products and how they are designed today and the business models. So we have a lot of opportunities for the future. And what we really need to make is making it easy being circular. We need to make sure that when you want your old laptops to become reused, it has to be an easier option than sending that to recycling. And when you're going to purchase reused electronics, it needs to be as easy for you as purchasing new. We need to outcompete the linear economy and really deliver on all of these 3 factors. It needs to be safe. We need to look at the data security questions. You should never have to question if any data is going to follow from the first to the second user. And it needs to be less expensive. We need to scale this rapidly, and then the cost is one real key. So this is already happening at a scale. We are the Nordic's leading IT refurbisher. Last year we reused 350,000 products. It's growing rapidly year by year. We're employing about close to 200 people doing this. And it's possible doing it already today. And maintaining products in use makes sense for the environment, for the economy, and for the people. So it makes sense for everybody involved, actually. And if you look at our global presence, we are the Nordic's leading IT refurbisher. So we're founded and based in Stockholm, Sweden. We have a factory in Finland as well, but we're acting globally because it's a global IT reuse market. From North America to a little bit in South America, but mostly we act in the Nordics and Europe, but also the Asia and many African countries as well. There's examples of, there's a good example in Burundi where we're working with an ITAD like us, providing access for schools for cheap functioning technology. And that's what we really need to make sure. We need to make sure that the products that's already produced needs to be kept in use. And that's the key that we really need to look into to drastically make sure that e-waste is not keeping on growing as the fastest growing waste stream globally. We need to stop that trend. And if you look at refurbishment, it is the future of production. And as I said, there's a lot of things that we can be doing already today with how things are looking right now. But if you look into the future, there's even more things that can be done. For example, if it requires a new design level, both at the product and business model level. We can reuse 92% today, but we can do even more in the future when products are being designed for the second life cycle as well as the first life cycle. What if we could put better, what if the laptop will be better on its second life cycle than its first life cycle? So to actually rethink the way we're doing things to making sure to keep the products in use. And then I think maybe one of the most important things right now is designing business models in a different kind of way, capturing the residual value of products and making sure that the value of the products is being embedded in the business model, making sure that reuse is thought about at the beginning. And I think that's a key. We cannot think about reuse and recycling when it's time for it. We need to think about the reuse and recycling when we purchase electronics. We need to think about what will happen with this electronics when I'm done with it, already when we're purchasing it in the first phase. Because if we're going to leave that to the stage when it's going to be recycling or reuse, we're going to choose the easiest part. And in many cases, that's unfortunately is recycling, because that's the way we've always done it. So we need to rethink a lot of things and the way we're handling electronics today. And it's only together that we can make sure to decrease the amount of e-waste and actually taking it away from being the fastest growing waste stream globally. So that was everything from me. Really happy to be here today and looking forward for the coming presentations. And please feel free to reach out to me regarding anything of this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sebastian. Wonderful to hear what you're doing, and also that you're pushing for this circular design phase where everything starts, like you're saying. So that's really good. Any questions?